Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Is this on yet? My name's David Kilmnick. I'm President and CEO of the LGBT Network, and I'm proud to stand here today with all my brothers and sisters from every single group that is truly discriminated against, as we stand together here in the majority to say no to this bill. I didn't think I could be any more infuriated before coming here today, but that just went out the door when the first few speakers came on to talk about this bill. But let's do a little bit of discrimination 101 here, right? Because this bill says that we are going to, when you will, amend the human rights law to include police officers to be protected from discrimination. So discrimination 101, the New York State Human Rights Law protects characteristics including race, age, creed, color, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, military status, sex, pregnancy, physical or mental disability, predisposing genetic characteristics, familial status, marital status, status as a victim of domestic violence, and arrest records and criminal convictions. There is no profession that is included in here. This would be a violation of the New York State Human Rights Law. And I don't know what attorney you have advising you, but I would suggest you fire them right away. Now let me talk about what this is and what this is not. The issue is simple here. The issue in front of you today is simply about human rights and discrimination laws. Yes, it's a lot more. But you are looking at a bill that is simply about human rights and discrimination laws. It's not whether you support the police or not. You can actually be pro-police and against this bill, which you can be pro-police and against this bill, which makes a mockery of human rights and the discrimination that tens of thousands of Nassau County people and families face each day. Human rights and discrimination laws exist to protect those who are historically marginalized and oppressed in our society. No profession in and of itself would or should fit into these laws. And what this amounts to is a slap in the face to all of us who have to face discrimination day in, or threats of discrimination day in and day out our entire lives. It's a slap in the face to all people of color. It's a slap in the face to LGBTQ folks. It's a slap in the face to women. It's a slap in the face to disabled and other groups. The questions that, I want to go back to the first detective that spoke here, Detective Sullivan. He said that when he doesn't have to think, every day he doesn't have to think about being attacked. Well, let me tell you, I do. I do. And just a week ago, I had Suffolk County detectives over my house because I received anonymous letters that were threatening to kill me, put a gun in my back, put a knife in my back, and eliminate me. You tell me that police officers are receiving those letters at home. They are not. It is not a protected class. Other folks are thinking, am I going to lose my job or even get an interview because of the color of my skin? Am I going to be beaten or murdered because I'm transgender? Can I walk down the street safely because I may be holding hands with someone of the same gender? That's the real threat that exists in our society. The threat of police officers being attacked just because they're police officers is a bunch of nonsense.
Hello.
And you know that.
Hello.
You know that. There is absolutely no data to support this bill. Not 1 ounce, zilch, nada, of data that shows police officers as a profession in and of itself is discriminated against. However, there is plenty of data which shows that there are police officers who are discriminated against. That is, if they are black, LGBTQ, or women. Which brings me to the original point that this bill fails in its merits, substance, and is not only morally wrong and dangerous, but also constitutionally wrong. I just have one final note here, and this goes to every single person sitting on this dais up here. This legislative body, you, as the Nassau County Legislature, have failed for over a dozen years to add the transgender community as a protected class. Over a dozen years, you had a 90-year-old woman who came down here, transgender woman, who came down here and pleaded with you to add transgender community under the human rights law. How dare you sit here today, Josh, Arnie, and the other sponsors, who I know very well, and all of you, because you all didn't do this. How dare you sit here today and tell all of Nassau's transgender community that a profession is more worthy of protection than their lives? How dare you tell the transgender community who are gunned down and murdered because of their gender identity that they are not worthy of protection, yet those who carry a gun are. Think about that. Transgender folks are gunned down each and every day, and you're here to protect a class of folks that carry a gun? That is obscene. It is disgusting and shameful. Do the right thing, vote no on this bogus bill that is flawed in every way, and while you're in the mood to look at human rights and discrimination, add gender identity and expression into the Nassau County.